Hello, welcome back to Barrett Tech. Today we are going to be jumping straight into speculations about OnePlus. As we know, very shortly they're going to be coming out with the OnePlus 8 series. OnePlus have always prided themselves on listening to customer feedback when it comes to bettering their next generation products. As we know, this year they are coming out with a OnePlus 8, a OnePlus 8 Pro and a OnePlus 8 Lite version. The Lite version is actually new this year, as they didn't have that when it was the 7 series. OnePlus are really ramping up marketing now, as it is getting close to their launch date, which is expected to be in the middle of April. It is expected also to be around a similar price as to what the 7T was, and it's looking at around $700 and $900 for the 8 and 8 Pro respectively. A tweet on screen right now from Pete Lau, the CEO, has revealed that OnePlus really try to focus on all the little details to get their phone to feel just right. They tested over 100 different vibration patterns to find the perfect matches for ringtones, texting, to give it the most satisfying feel. So we do know they are going to be focusing on haptics. However, we don't yet know whether it's going to be an upgrade on the motor from the 7 series. As we already know, OnePlus do work very closely with Oppo when it comes to hardware, and the Find X2 has just been released where the haptics were extremely good and responsive, so we can only imagine that OnePlus will be following suit. Just before the release of the OnePlus 8 series, they did actually announce something called Ideas. Now this is something that is always greatly appreciated by the community. It makes them feel like their voices are heard. This is something where the community are allowed to send their ideas for development into OnePlus, and they're rated by the community. The top 5 suggestions will then be sent over to the research and development team to sort of investigate and possibly work on putting them on the next generation phones. Does seem to be the consensus with most companies when it comes to 2020, because most people are starting to go for the hole punch design, which I personally think is a lot better. And OnePlus once again are going to be following suit with the hole punch design. An exciting comment from the CEO about under-screen cameras. He says they are really looking forward to this technology. OnePlus are paying very close attention to it, as I'm sure every other company is as well. They think it will be the future trend in the industry, but the technology just isn't quite there yet. I think it's going to be really interesting to see which company are able to come out with a properly working under-screen camera first, because that will look really nice. This is one that I'm looking forward to a lot, because just a full screen will look really clean. Okay, so as for the OnePlus 8 Lite, specs have actually been leaked online that this is going to be using not a Qualcomm processor, but a chipset from MediaTek called the Dimensity 1000. It is by far the most powerful chipset that MediaTek have produced, but there must be a reason why most companies prefer to go with Qualcomm than MediaTek. It's just not as popular, and it seems that Qualcomm take the biscuit when it comes to processors. The hardware is still pretty impressive on the Lite version, which is going to be priced around $500 to $550 US. It is going to be using a 90 Hz refresh rate, which is going to be inferior to the 8 and 8 Pro, which are going to come with 120 Hz refresh rates. It's got an OLED screen, so pretty decent hardware stats. It's looking like it's going to have 30 watt fast charging on a 4000 mAh battery, as well as a triple camera setup, and that's going to be a 48 megapixel main sensor, a 16 megapixel and a 12 megapixel sensor also. Once again, as expected, that's going to be inferior to the 8 and 8 Pro, which surprisingly they're actually going to have the same camera specs at a 64 megapixel sensor, a 20 megapixel ultra wide and a 12 megapixel telephoto. One interesting feature they are coming out with too is they are going to add the option to hide the names under icon badges, which is interesting because it will look super sleek and more minimalistic on your home screen. That's all when it comes to today's video. It's going to be really interesting to see the release of the OnePlus 8 and get a hands-on feel for it. Make sure you subscribe so that you see those hands-on videos, and like this video if you did enjoy, as well as hit those notification bells so you never miss a Barrett Tech upload. Enough talking from me. Take care. We'll see you in the next one. Bye bye for now.